everyone! Welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News Fans. Businessman Chock Chapple, who is well known in the charming city of Wichita, Kansas, is now well known to thousands after he beat out the 23 other contestants and won Joan Vassos's heart in the Golden Bachelorette. The 60-year-old insurance executive who lost his fiancée in 2022 after her battle with brain cancer joined the first-ever season of the spin-off series in hopes to find love with Joan, 61. Joan, who made her Bachelor Nation debut on the first season of The Golden Bachelor with Jerry Turner, lost her husband in 2021. Chock is managing partner at CIG Insurance, according to his LinkedIn profile. He identifies as a grill master who loves to shop, and he can't resist a good sale. Other fun facts about Chock include that he once went nighttime shark diving in Australia and hopes that Chevy Camaros with T-tops make a comeback. His profile for the show describes him as kind, adventurous, and successful. Chock lives a full life with his children and his black lab and career. Above all, he was open to finding love again. You agree you are 18 or over. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our knowledge of you. Unsubscribe at any time. More info. Chock has said that he believes love can be found at any age and is excited to find that spark again. He is hopeful that it's his time to meet the adventurous, compassionate woman he's been on the hunt for. When Chock isn't working or hanging out with his kids, you can find him exercising and cheering on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chock is a self-proclaimed relationship person, leaving fans eager to see if Joan will be the love he's been looking for.
Everything. Joan Vassos, America's first ever Golden Bachelorette, had made it clear from the start she wasn't here to play games. At 61, widowed for over a decade, and finally reclaiming her independence, she wanted love, but real love. The cameras rolled as a limousine pulled up to the Malibu mansion under a sherbet pink sky. Producers were whispering in headsets, watching monitors. But when he stepped out, everyone stopped talking. He wore a navy blue suit that fit him as though it had been hand-stitched just moments ago, polished leather shoes, salt and pepper hair, and a smile that looked like it could disarm a battalion. "Chock Chapple," he said, extending his hand to Joan. Short for Charles, long story. "I'm not here to sell a company or a dream. I'm here to win your heart." Joan blinked. "I'm listening." And just like that, a new frontrunner had entered the villa. The mystery man with a $1 million smile. The cameras couldn't get enough of Chock Chapple. Neither could Bachelor Nation. Within hours of the episode airing, hashtag Chock Chapple trended across X and Instagram. Who was this 63-year-old silver fox who walked like a CEO but spoke like a poet? Bachelor Nation sleuths got to work. Soon, bits and pieces emerged. Chock Chapple was a businessman from Aspen, Colorado, but originally hailed from Birmingham, Alabama. He founded a sustainable timber company in the early 90s, later pivoting into luxury eco-resorts. He'd been married once, divorced amicably after 22 years, and had 2 daughters, both strong, successful women. Avid reader, mountain hiker, once gave a TEDx talk on emotional intelligence in capitalism, but none of this answered the real question. Why was he here? And why now? One-on-one confession. The date card read, "Joan, let's make our love rise, like bread. Love, Chock." It was their first one-on-one. The producers had set them up in a cozy bakery in downtown LA where they kneaded dough side by side. Joan wore a flour-dusted apron and smiled through her nerves. Chock, ever the charmer, leaned closer. "You know," he said, working the dough like a pro, "building a good relationship isn't so different from baking. You need time, heat, and just the right amount of pressure." Joan chuckled. "Do you talk like this all the time?" "Only when I mean it." Later, seated across from each other with fresh croissants and warm tea, the conversation turned serious. "You could have any woman," Joan said softly. "Why this? Why me?" Chock didn't flinch. My daughters watched Golden Bachelor with me. They said, Dad, if you don't try for Joan, you're an idiot. I haven't chased many things in my life. Mostly, I built what I wanted. But you're something I'd chase. Sparks and sabotage. Not everyone was thrilled by Chock's popularity. 3 weeks into filming, tensions simmered. One contestant, Bruce, a retired naval officer, grew jealous. During a cocktail party, Bruce cornered Joan. I just want you to know, Bruce's company has some questionable investment ties. You might want to ask him about the deforestation suit in '09. The seed was planted. Joan, stunned, confronted Chock during their stolen moment by the outdoor fire pit. He didn't blink. Let me guess. Bruce. She nodded. I did get sued in 2009. I was partnered with the wrong people. I made changes. I cleaned house. I took responsibility. My board hated me for it. I did it anyway. There was a pause. That's the sexiest thing you've said all week, Joan whispered. They kissed under the stars, and Bachelor Nation swooned. The past comes knocking. Producers love drama, and Chock's past had plenty. Mid-season, a surprise twist was teased. An unexpected visitor threatens everything. It wasn't an ex. It was Harper Chapel, Chock's youngest daughter, arriving on set for a surprise Family Week twist, and she wasn't smiling. I'm here because I love my dad, Harper said in her confessional, but I don't know if this is good for him. Joan met Harper in the rose garden. Look, she said, arms crossed. You seem cool, but my dad gives too much. He's been burned. He doesn't need another heartbreak. Joan held her ground. Then you should know, I've had my heart broken too. I don't play games. That night, Harper and Chock had a long talk under the producer-approved sunset. When he returned to Joan, his eyes were misty. She likes you, he said. She just doesn't know it yet. The hometown date that changed everything. Joan traveled to Aspen for her hometown date with Chock. She expected mountain views. She got a weekend that felt like something out of Nancy Miner's film. A modern cabin, a fire, fresh coffee, a dog named Hemingway. They hiked, they talked, they made dinner together in the open-plan kitchen. That night, Chock took her to a quiet spot overlooking the valley. I haven't said this in a long time, he said, voice low, but I love you. You make me feel seen. Tears slipped from Joan's eyes. I feel the same. But the camera lingered a little longer than usual, as if sensing a storm was brewing. The fantasy suite fallout. The episode everyone waited for. Chock and Joan walked hand in hand into a luxury suite in Palm Springs. The door closed. The screen faded to black. The next morning, Joan looked different. Composed, but distant. Back in her interview, she revealed the shocker. He told me he still had doubts. Not about me, about love, about doing this on TV, and I get it, but it shook me. Chock, in his own confessional, looked pained. I let fear talk. I wanted to protect her. I think I hurt her instead. Bachelor Nation exploded. The final rose or not. Joan stood at the final rose podium, thanked by golden sunflowers. Chock walked up, paused, and looked her in the eyes. I thought I came here to win your heart, he said, but I think I came here to remember how to feel again. And if that means letting you go, I'll do it, because you deserve someone who's sure. The audience gasped. Joan didn't cry. She stepped forward. But I am sure, and maybe that's enough for both of us right now. And then she handed him the rose. The crowd went wild. After the final rose. Months later, in a live studio broadcast, Jesse Palmer brought the couple out. Joan wore a navy gown. Chock held her hand. We're still together, Joan said with a grin. We're taking it slow. Chock splits time between Aspen and DC, and we've traveled a lot. Have you talked about marriage? Jesse asked. Chock raised an eyebrow. We talk about adventure. Joan added, and maybe a little about buying a vineyard in Tuscany. They laughed. The audience cheered. Who is Chock Chapple, really? He's the man who risked everything to feel again. The businessman who learned love isn't scalable, but it's worth investing in. The father who listened when his daughters dared him to leap. And the man who reminded the world that love doesn't have an expiration date.
trouble in Tuscany. Just 2 months after the final rose, headlines exploded. Chock spotted Solo and Aspen. Where's Joan? Joan quickly took to Instagram stories to clear the air. We're still together, she wrote over a serene photo of the 2 clinking wine glasses. Chock had a board meeting. Tuscany isn't going anywhere. But despite the elegant clapback, rumors swirled. Some fans pointed to how Joan seemed to be doing more solo promotions for ABC's Golden Bachelorette, Secrets Unkirked. Others noticed Chock's absence from Joan's charity gala for widowed mothers. Was the golden couple already fading? The investor and the idealist. In private interviews with People and ET, more sides of Chock began to emerge. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a visionary, and sometimes that came at a cost. Joan admitted in one interview, he's still learning how to let someone in without trying to solve their life. He means well, but love doesn't need a business plan. Behind the scenes, producers confirmed Chock had once asked for raw footage to study their interactions. He wanted to understand where he went wrong after one of their arguments. It was intense. Bachelor Nation was divided. Team Joan said she deserved someone more emotionally available. Team Chock said he was trying harder than any man they'd seen on the show. The ex-wife speaks. Then came the unexpected twist, a feature in Vanity Fair with none other than Chock's ex-wife, Chock Chapple. I'm not here to throw shade. Chock is a good man. We just grew apart. But he does have this idea that love should look a certain way. Perfect, contained, safe. She added with a smirk, Joan's come to challenge that, and I think that's good for him. Fans didn't know what to make of it. Was it a blessing? A warning? Joan didn't comment publicly, but Chock did. Margot's right, he posted on Threads. Joan makes me uncomfortable in the best way. She reminds me I'm alive. Second thoughts or first real